Hello everybody, it's a very good evening. Welcome. I'm Mr. Egg. We are live once again here in Pattaya at Le Pub. We're not open, unfortunately. We've had to tell everyone to get out. In fact, we haven't had to do that because we closed. As you know, all the entertainment venues here in Pattaya are closed at the moment. So unfortunately, it's just me and you for the next, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. We'll see how it goes. Thank you to everybody who's joining us. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. 4 networks, all simulcasting live. And at the moment we've got nearly 80 people all together in all the networks where we are. So very, very nice of you all to join us. Now, we're having a few technical problems already because I'm unable to use my earphones are a bit, I might be able to here, I'm not sure. Bit later on, technically, as long as technical things don't get the worst of us, we'll be having a guest coming in to join us. Looking forward to welcoming him. He'll be here in 5 or 10 minutes or so. Somebody who's got his own YouTube channel, but is a fascinating character. Somebody that I really miss. We've sat here in this bar and talked for hours and hours about music, about all sorts. So it'll be really, really nice to speak to him again. So many people saying hello. Just let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm having a few technical issues here. Let me explain. Not that you want to hear my problems, but today I've had a terrible day. First of all, I recorded a video which was part of a box set that we were doing about buying a bar, selling a bar. If you're interested in becoming a shareholder in a bar, whatever, we've done a special box set, and I recorded one of those videos, and unfortunately the sound was rubbish, so I couldn't do that. So I've got to record it all again tomorrow. Then we've got a very, very complicated live stream that we're doing tomorrow at 5 p.m. So make sure, this is 5 p.m. Thai time. Make sure you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or Twitch to see the live stream. It's with the girls, that's the good news. You'll be able to see the girls. We're doing something a little bit different, but it's very technical. And unfortunately, the kind of the CPU that drives this this whole operation is just about at the limit now. It's straining. So that's why things like my earphones don't work, for example. Christian, first of all, hello Christian. There's so many people in the chat, but I just want to say hi to you, mate. We have a super chat, 350 baht. Thank you, mate. That is great. That goes to help the bar, and it goes to help pay the bills and the expenses of the channel and so forth. So thank you very much. There is a background fuzz, yeah. I think there is a problem with the sound. If I turn that off, then maybe the aircon will go. I'll sweat and I'll sort of melt away, but don't worry about that. I hope that is better. Let me know how the sound feels now, because as I said, 1 or 2 technical issues. I've been talking for five minutes already and I haven't got anywhere. Okay, just to remind you, in today's show, about 5 or 6 minutes later, in 5 or 6 minutes time, we'll be, hopefully, fingers crossed, be having a special guest. So we've got 115 people looking at the moment, including somebody who I met for the first time, Chocolate Man, James Casino. How you doing, sir? Very nice to see you, sir. The other day, you might have seen on my channel and on Chocolate Man in Thailand's channel and on Rides for Kicks and on NDTVI Pattaya, there was a game show that we did on Tuesday. We recorded that on Tuesday. Now, I just kind of turned up because I'm not a very competitive person, and I knew that I probably wouldn't win because I'm not that sort of person. But hey, guess what? I managed to somehow win it. So if you're interested in looking at that, that is on not only my channel, but it's also on Chocolate Man's channel and just about everyone else. NDTVI, Rides for Kicks. It's all on there. Also, I met a guy called Brian from Greeny Travels, which was a great one as well. So many people chatting away. Do apologise. I call the chat room here the phone lines because I used to be on the radio, so just old habits die hard. So I'll be going to the phone lines in a short while. Do keep on talking. If you want to send super chats or whatever, you can do that. Also, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that as well. It's at buymeacoffee.com/Le Pub Pattaya. It's buymeacoffee.com/Le Pub Pattaya. If you want to buy me a coffee and help out there, it's a reminder for you there. Okay, this is supposed to be a news channel, so let's talk about news. And to be honest, there isn't an awful lot of news. The good news here in Pattaya is that the COVID cases are coming down and coming down rapidly. Not only here in Pattaya, which is the Ampur Banglamung, but also in the whole of Chonburi province. In fact, today there was another big fat 0 cases, and there was, I don't know if you can see it, I was trying to put my iPhone on so you could see it on the screen, but unfortunately I can't do it. But I'm in this line group with the police and the mayor of Pattaya and other people. And yeah, if you can see that, oh, you might be able to, I guess, because it's going to be too hard. Yeah, you're not going to see it. It was in time. It says 8 days already, 0 cases in Banglamung. So we've got 8 days. Fingers crossed we can keep going. If we can keep going a few more days, 0 cases, that's got to be positive. So fingers crossed. That is really, really good. So a reminder, by the way, that as people are finishing their 14-day quarantine, if you get tested positive for COVID, you are taken to a field hospital, and the good news is that those field hospitals are gradually emptying out here in Chonburi, and soon we will have 0 cases, fingers crossed, in those field hospitals. Surely that is a good reason to open up the borders and to get back to normality here in Pattaya. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the chat room. Let's go to the chat room very quickly. Jack Sachs Davis, Mr. Egg. Hello, Jack. Good to see you, sir. Pattaya Daz, hi Phil, what's your highest super chat amount? It was $100 I got once from a lovely guy, Jet Malone, who sent me that one. So thank you very much for that, Jet. And if you want to send me a super chat, don't be shy. Ghost Pepper, what's this channel about? Ghost Pepper, my channel, my YouTube channel is all about Pattaya. We talk about the old days in the nightclubs and in the go-go bars. When I say the old days, I'm talking maybe 20 years ago. I've been managing bars and clubs here for about 13, 14 years, but I've been coming here for 26 years now. So it might interest you. We talk about some of the old days and when we were having fun. So please subscribe, sir. That's what's happening in my YouTube channel. Of course, you may well be watching on Facebook. Please become a friend of mine on Facebook, and you can see every time I see something interesting about Pattaya, I'll post a photograph. It's not just me promoting my bar and the YouTube channel and so on. It's a lot of other things as well. So thank you for that, Ghost Pepper. I've got to say, Anthony Grima, Anthony, thank you very much. We've got a £20 super chat. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you for sending me that. That will go into the kitty to help the bar. I know you don't want to know my problems because everyone is suffering right now, and I do understand. But we had the electric bill come in this week, which is 7,000 baht, and we paid the legal stuff for the bar. If we don't pay the social fund, that means that the money that's been given out to the government that will hopefully go to help my staff won't be paid out, so I've got to keep that up. So that will go to help that. Excuse me while I drink water. Okay, very sad news that I heard today, nothing to do with Pattaya or anything to do with me, and I never usually talk about celebrities that have died, but I heard within the last hour or so that Larry King, the famous American broadcaster, had passed away. I used to DJ in the UK, used to finish about 2 o'clock in the morning, pack my bags up, used to get home, and I used to watch Larry King every single day. I used to love the guy. I used to love his interviewing style. I didn't understand a lot of what was going on sometimes because it was all about American politics a lot of the time. But it's a very sad day, and as I say, I don't usually talk about celebs and all that, but very sad to hear that Larry has passed away. We'll get back to the news in 1 second, but in the meantime, TJ, Australia's been told no international travel until 2022. Yeah, I read that. That is very sad, and obviously the Australian government is being overcautious, one would think, about not letting people move around and go to other countries. I hope, TJ, for your sake and for everyone's sake here in Pattaya, that that doesn't come true. Hey, Chocolate Man's still in there saying hi. George Fussell Pim Pim. Hey bro, I sent you 100 million baht in PayPal. Oh, cheers mate. I love you. Being a professional beggar and all that really comes, in handy. Oh, I'm only kidding, mate. George, let me just check to see if you haven't sent that. It would be great if you did, and it would be the most embarrassing thing. Anyway, if you want to send a PayPal, you can do that. You can go to Buy Me a Coffee and you can do it via there, or you can PayPal at paypal.me/Mr. Rick. Thank you for that, George. I love the comedians. Aid, I heard Phuket was looking at October to open to vaccinated tourists. I haven't heard about that, Aid. In fact, there has been no decision made about relaxing quarantine. It's certainly something that the government, the local government in Phuket, will be putting to the national government, and I certainly hope, fingers crossed, that that's true. Vaccinations, of course, are continuing over in Europe and in America and in other countries as well, but I have to say, not here in Thailand. In fact, just before we continue with some more news, I've got to say a $5 Australian dollar super chat from TJ. Thanks, TJ. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. Sorry, the camera keeps on going in and out of focus. I thought I took the autofocus off, but anyway. TJ, much appreciated. Those $5 will go into the kitty to help out. On the subject of vaccinations, there was something that I noticed. I'm in one of the line groups where the police are in there, and there's also the mayor of Pattaya is in there, and they're talking about vaccinations. So let me just read this. Obviously, I'm reading from my phone. NHSO and Krung Thai Bank. Now, I've no idea what NHSO is. Maybe somebody could enlighten me about that. Developing a new flu vaccination reservation and appointment system through the app for people who are 65 years or over. There is a reserve and queue system, a computer system at a medical facility that can join the gold card system. It will be open for reservations and appointments for people 65 years or over between February the 1st and March the 31st, and the vaccinations will begin on May the 1st till the 31st of August. So the key thing to take out of that, and somebody's coming in back at the pub, key thing to take out of that is that the vaccination policy, even with elderly people, Pung, hi Pung, see you tomorrow, oh there she is, hello. Even with the vaccination queuing system starting on the 1st of February, they're not going to start vaccinating until at least the 31st of May. So that sounds very bad news for people over here, because of course, talking about, as the questioner was asked, saying about people in Phuket being vaccinated, people who wish to visit Phuket, if they've been vaccinated, won't have to do quarantine. I think the Thai government will concentrate more on what's happening here in Thailand with vaccinations. But fingers crossed, I might be wrong, and I certainly hope I am. Chocolate Man! James Casino! Sorry mate, maybe I missed, but did you see me go from red to orange soon here in Chonburi? Yes, that is possible, and I do believe that will happen probably 1st of February. As I said, James, 0 cases at the moment for the last 8 days here in Banglamung. I think there was 1 case in Chonburi yesterday. So, cases are really, really, really low. But no definite news about that. Just a feeling that I've got. Certainly, you know, talking to people like the mayor and stuff like that, who's in the line chat group that I was mentioning. It feels like there's definitely a push by the powers that be in the province from a provincial level to try and get the entertainment venues open, and to do that we need to go from the red to the orange level. So thank you for your contribution there, Chocolate Man. 137 people are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hello and good evening from the pub. NHSO stands for National Health Security Office. That's National Health Security Office. That was that information that we gave you about a queuing system for people in Thailand. Thai people, I must stress, Thai people, if you're 65 and over, you'll be able to queue for the vaccine from the 1st of February. You'll be able to register. Okay, Gazawan in the chat, good luck Mr. Egg. Let's hope it's the last lockdown for you guys. Thank you very much, sir. Certainly hope so, and I feel that that will probably be the case. Rant and Rave 30, are there any genuine earpods? Are they genuine earpods or Man on Motorbike specials? No. They are genuine earpod pros. And by the way, I bought them about 3 months before we locked down, in case people think I'm wasting all their money buying luxury items. I must admit, every time I bought earpods or any kind of headgear from either Beats or from Apple, they've been terrible, but these have been really great, and I do think they're good. And I did hear the phone ringing a minute ago because my special guest is waiting, and I can see him, but he can't, and I can't hear him, and he's just waiting patiently there. We'll get onto him really soon. 127 people are watching. Stay tuned, we've got a special guest coming up. One last thing I wanted to talk to you about news is the the walking street sign. The saga of the walking street sign. Do you remember a week ago I was doing exactly this, except I was sat outside 7-Eleven with a drunken Leeds fan who was a good friend of mine, by the way, and we were talking about how dead Walking Street was, and we were right by the Walking Street sign, and it looked terrible, it looked old and tatty, and the paint was stripping off, and it was awful. Well, obviously the mayor of Pattaya was watching that broadcast, because no sooner had I pressed end stream that then, by the way, I'm being sarcastic for those who don't know, a couple of days later a team of workmen turned up with some cherry pickers, and they were busy giving it a makeover, and I mentioned it in Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I used the word makeover. And what were they doing? They were taking down the letters and cleaning them. They were making or taking down all the old corrugated iron. They were painting the posts up, and they were making it look really nice. And I happened to mention it in Facebook, and it was the biggest. It was a Facebook post that got a lot of engagement from people. It was mainly, oh, it'll be in Chinese, or it'll be in Korean, or it'll be called Driving Street, or car park, or all good comedians. It's okay, I get the joke. There's no love for Walking Street among certain types of people, but it was very positive news. And today or yesterday they put up a new sign there, and it said something like Neo Pattaya or something like that, and I thought, Neo Pattaya, what's that about? All the letters are in different colours as well, and it looks great. And I wonder what it was about. But then I saw the Thai, and I'm going to ask my guest in a minute because he speaks Thai. It was Sala O Chaw Chang Mama. It says Chom. I think it's Chom. And I didn't know what the word Chom was, but I looked it up, and it means makeover. So they've obviously not only seen my live stream, but they've also read my Facebook post, because I definitely used the word makeover. Anyway, I am pulling your leg a little bit. So yeah, the Pattaya sign, the Walking Street sign I should say, is looking really, really nice now, and nice. Before we go to the guest, I'm going to do a few people in the chat room. Hello on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Mark Willett, hello Mark, good friend of mine. Mate, how many times have we sat right here at this bar and been chatting about rubbish? Hi Phil, thanks for the updates on what's going on. Cold and snow covered Preston, UK. Also hello from Sue. she is, oh, hello from Sue. Sue used to be one of the girls that worked for me, but obviously she doesn't work here anymore, but obviously Mark's in touch with her. Wink, wink. Oh, it's gone. I've lost it. Hope things are fine and get back to normal soon. Mark, it is so nice to hear from you, mate. I do love that, and thank you once again. We have had another super chat from Delone70, £5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, mate. That will go into the kitty to pay all the bills here at the pub. Love your bar, Phil. Hope to be back someday soon. Thank you, and that is great. And if you want to help out, either send me a super chat or you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com / Le Pub Patio. That's all one word, Le Pub Patio. Okay, so we have talked. Now, this is where things could go really, really wrong, because I'm going to introduce a guest now. I hope that you'll be able to hear him okay. We had a little rehearsal earlier, and I played back the audio and it wasn't too good, so fingers crossed. I will be talking to my special guest. He's live and he's going to join me now, and his name is Carl. Hello, Carl. Hey, Carl, I can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Are you okay? Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, well, I've got my genuine earpods.
Hey, same here, mate. But I want to point out yet again, I bought them before COVID, in case people are worrying that I'm wasting my good money. Okay, for those of you who don't know Carl, first of all, has a YouTube channel, and I want you to all to go over there after the show and subscribe to it. It's called Carl's Travels. Now, I've known Carl for maybe, 10 years or so, Carl?
That's right, yeah.
About 10 years, although I've looked on his YouTube channel and he's been coming to Thailand for 33 years. So I'm just a newbie. I've only been coming here about 25 years. I'm just a newbie. Carl has been coming here for 33 years. He lives here now. He's got an amazing YouTube channel. I want to talk all about it, but I'd rather you do it yourself. So Carl, tell me about your YouTube channel that you've got.
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, it's called Carl's Thailand.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Carl. I got it wrong.
That's all right. And it's Carl with a K.
Yeah.
So Carl, Karl, apostrophe S, Thailand. Well, it's just, actually it was born from an idea of Brian Flowers. You know, a few years ago, he said to me, Carl, you know, he said, do a YouTube channel. And I wish I'd listened to him back then. But
Brian's in the chat, Carl, and he's just saying, hi, it's a double egg show.
Yeah,
people going on about the follically challenged people who are, hi Brian, okay mate, nice to see you.
You can tell us Brits, can't you?
Yeah. So it was, you know, the idea behind the channel was just kind of like, I mean, I've always really enjoyed Thailand and Bangkok and Pattaya, but, you know, I've always had this kind of incurable sense of adventure. So, you know, like, I've always loved sort of shooting off and doing strange things, climbing up mountains and jungle hiking, and it's just come from that really, because, you know, there's so few foreigners here kind of really do that kind of thing, you know. Carl, let me give you my take. Carl, let me give you my take on it. I think it is visually stunning, absolutely stunning. And your intro video, you said to me, Phil, watch my intro video. Your intro video would not look out of place on somewhere like National Geographic or Discovery. It's just superb. For people that are into photography, travel, and also I'd say sort of meditation and chilling out, because the pictures are amazing and the audio is very, very laid back. You do a lot of subtitles. You're not like me, a big-headed Brit going around being the big I am in Pattaya. You're in places that most people have never been before. Amazing photography and insight from you, Carl. I think it's fantastic.
Thanks, Phil. You know, that's really good. You know, I don't know about the National Geographic. I go to some nice places and kind of over time I've accumulated some nice footage, but I just do it all on my iPhone. Literally, you know. I do it even the editing.
Wow.
I just do it on my iPhone, you know.
Because one of the things that you say, sorry Carl, one of the things that you say is you don't have a lot of equipment because you want to kind of, you know, you don't want the sometimes when you're a videographer or photographer, all the equipment can get in the way of the actual moment.
You know, it can. I'm not giving, you know, at some point I might upgrade some of my equipment. You know, I'm not opposed to nice equipment, but you know, a lot of the times, you know, an iPhone's enough. You know, if you're hiking somewhere, or you know, I've had it before. Even like I started using a gimbal a few months back. You know, even then I've found times where you're trying to scramble up a hill through the jungle, and the gimbal's getting in the way. You know, you need both hands.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I suppose you could go overboard on the equipment, but the thing really is just to show people the places, you know, just give people ideas, you know, because there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people who sort of, oh yeah, I've done Thailand, and you know, 9 times out of 10 they haven't.
They've done the Khao San Road, and they've gone to Phuket or Koh Chang, and there's nothing wrong with those places, by the way, but it's just
not at all. No, I mean, I still love getting down to Pattaya. You know, I love all that myself, but you know, I also love like hiking in the jungle, and it's just incredible places, Phil. That I'm still discovering them. You know, just an amazing place I went to with Brian in August. You know, I used to drive past it in my car, this big kind of sharp-looking mountain in Nakhon Sawan, and then I just sort of did a bit of research and found out that you could go up it. You know, and it was just absolutely, you know, it was an incredible little day trip that anybody could do. You know, that spend next to no money, you could be up and down it in a few hours, and you know, and just the incredible experience. And it's just so many places like that in Thailand, you know.
Carl, if people are just joining the show, I'm Mr. Egg. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Twitch, and we're talking to Carl from Carl's Thailand. There are 130 people watching, so it's great to have you all on all the networks. Carl, you might have noticed that Carl's video is slightly lagging. That is not Carl's fault. It's the fact that the processor in my laptop is absolutely straining. If anyone wants to buy me a new MacBook Pro or something like that, feel free. And I'm sure Carl wants one as well. But yeah, so we can hear the audio fine, but we can see Carl's handsome face, but things are lagging a bit. Carl, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about your channel, you've done something that I have wanted to do on my channel, and that was, you've actually seen wild elephants in Thailand. Tell us about that.
Oh, Phil, I've seen wild elephants so many times. I was a tour guide in Khao Yai National Park in 1991 and 1992. It was just a little operation, me and a Thai guy, so I'd often see elephants there. But actually, if you do want to see wild elephants, if you look down my videos, there's one called How to See Wild Elephants in Thailand Guaranteed.
There you go.
And there's a national park not too far from Hua Hin where you're guaranteed to see them, you know, so that's it.
Did you see that?
Incredible animals.
Absolutely. Did you see that news article about 6 weeks ago where a baby elephant was given resuscitation on the road it was on the BBC News, and that was in...
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was in Jantaburi, and that is just down the coastline here. And I was thinking, there must be elephants there. So I was thinking of going down there and, you know, getting a pair of binoculars and trying to find some, but I'll check out your channel first.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, with like any wildlife in Thailand, you know, it's just kind of good. You're relying on pot luck, you know, and you just kind of find that over time you see things, and it's always when you least expect them, you know. It's not very predictable, you know. I mean, I've seen, you know, I'm lucky enough, it was a long time ago, but I've seen a wild tiger in Thailand twice, you know.
Yeah, Jack Dorrington, sorry to interrupt you, Carl, on the chat says, hello Carl. Tell him about the tigers. Yeah, you didn't video it, but you had a photo of a wild tiger.
Well, yeah, I'm going back to 1992 now, you know, so it was, there weren't digital cameras, it was just, you know, it was just an old SLR, and I was taking slides at that time, but yeah, absolutely incredible experience, you know. It was all born from when I was a tour guide. We had these tourists from New Zealand, 3 of them, who wanted to, us to arrange a little tour for them in the national park. And they said, well, Carl, like we really want to see a tiger. And I said, well, forget it, they're really rare. And, I said, but if you really want to try, I said, I know a place in the national park where they still see them from time to time. And they said, well, yeah, Carl, can we go for it? I said, well, the thing is, you're only likely to see tigers like late in the evening or early in the morning. And this ranger station was quite deep in the jungle, so you got so really we'd have to spend the night there. And officially, even then, it wasn't allowed. So what I did was I said to him, look, we'll get a couple of bottles of moonshine whiskey, a couple of bottles of Lao Khao, we get some grilled chicken, because these guys, they'd get 2 days off a month, they'd be stuck in the jungle, and they on their days off they'd buy some fresh meat, but it was all gone after a few days, and then they'd be catching frogs and toads just to live, literally. Right. So I thought, well, if you turn up with a bottle of whiskey and some chicken and that, they'll be pleased to see us. And I sort of knew them a bit anyway. So we hiked through the jungle, and I timed it so that we'd get there about 4 or 5 p.m. And we sat down, they said, hello, how's it going? And sort of introduced everybody. And then I pulled out one of these bottles of whiskey. And immediately one of the rangers said, it's getting late. It'll be dark soon. You're not going anywhere. So we were officially invited to spend the night on the ranger station. So we all got drunk, and we all slept on the veranda, and it was the cool season, and it was it was very cold because it's high up on a mountain, and it's like a wooden hut, a ranger station in a big grass area deep in the jungle. And I could just remember the next morning sort of opening my eyes, and I was hungover, and I wasn't feeling too good, but I could see one of the rangers, it was a little bit misty, and I could see one of the rangers looking over the veranda, and he turned around, he said to me in Thai, he said, there might be a tiger coming. And I said, well, how do you know? And he said, listen, and you'd get all the deer had come out to kind of graze on the grass early in the morning, and they were barking to each other. They got like a high-pitched bark when they're alerted. He said, they might have sensed a tiger coming. He said, do you want to go and look? And I thought, well, I'm the tour guide, so that's my. So I said, yeah, sure, Chert. And I remember shaking one of the tourists, and saying, here, like Chert says that there might be a tiger coming. Remember, he goes, you won't see a tiger. So I said, well, look, me and Chert are going, we're going to go and take a look anyway. And they didn't want to come, so me and Chert, we just went down the stairs from the veranda. I remember, it was freezing cold, and there was condensation on my boots. I put them on, and we started walking across the field towards where all the deer were. And then he said, yeah, there's a tiger coming, can you hear it? And I'm sort of like, I'm trying to listen, and I can't hear it, I can hear the deer. He said, listen. And I'm listening for like a lion roaring or something, like the wrong kind of noise. Eventually I heard it, it just sounded more like a kind of old man moaning. It was just sort of like, oh, every now and then you'd hear that. And then he goes, look, see it, can you see it? And at first I couldn't see it. And after a minute or so I saw it, just fantastic sight. It was just sort of like just zigzagging its way through the long grass. It was a very large tiger, and it was walking through the grass, sticking quite near to the edge. I was so lucky because I'd always wanted to see one, and I thought that if I did, it would be like 1 second, and it was gone. And I got a good 5-10 minutes, just kind of me and Chert walking in a field with it. Really, one thing I remember that was absolutely fascinating was that the deer were alert. They were alarmed by the tiger, but they weren't running away. You could just tell the tiger wasn't hunting. If it was hunting, we wouldn't have seen it. It would have been, crawling through the grass slowly. So it was just plodding along. And I remember one of these deer actually kind of stretched up on its front paws and followed this tiger. Imagine it kind of like a deer stalking a tiger about 20 yards behind it and just stretching its neck and barking. It was just letting the other deer know where it was. So,
Carl, that's it's a great story that you tell, and the photograph that you took of that incident is on your YouTube channel in your welcome video.
One of them is, yeah. You know, I got quite a few. You know, they're pretty poor quality because I just had like a little 200mm zoom lens in them days, and because it was the first pictures I took were ruined because there was condensation on the lens. You know, the changing temperature as the sun come up and that. But you know, yeah, I've probably got about 10 sort of usable pictures out of it.
Okay. Carl, so we've talked about your channel, and once again, Carl's Thailand, and many people have said that they subscribe to that. Maybe a bit of a problem with the audio. Certainly, it sounds okay to me, but it might be going out and there may be a problem. So I do apologise. Let me know if the audio's okay. I picked up that story loud and clear. Carl, you're called Carl's Thailand now because of your YouTube channel, but it's going to be growing and it's bigger and bigger. But some people might know you under another alias here in Pattaya. Tell us about that.
Dr. Winston, or formerly Dr. Winston O'Boogie.
Dr. Winston O'Boogie, one of the original hangers-on in that wonderful community on Pattaya Addicts. Tell us about Pattaya Addicts, the early days, and how you came to get that name as well.
You know, I was just thinking about that earlier on. You know, what a fantastic thing that was at that time. You know, I think that, I mean, I know there was a few of them. There was Pattaya Addicts, which was the one that I chose to call home, and there was Secrets, Pattaya Talk, you know, there were lots of them, but I think it was just a fantastic time, you know, going back about 10, 12 years ago, and, you know, the internet was pretty new, and, you know, and it was just such a, people didn't have as many kind of outlets, you know, there was none of the Facebook, so kind of everybody who was interested in Pattaya and Thailand would congregate on the forums, you know, and it was well, you know, you were there, you know, it was just fantastic times, and you know, to me, like, you remember the old days, like me, I first went to Thailand in 1987. There was no internet, there was nothing, you know, you might have heard something from a mate or two, you know, you know, you should go out there.
Carl, on my first trip over here, I went to a library. Remember those libraries?
Yeah.
And I got like a rough guide to Thailand or something else, like one of those books. And I read it on the plane coming over, and it was fascinating. And like you say, there was no internet. And the way we used to keep in touch with, maybe if we met a girl in a bar, which sometimes happens over here, shock horror, we used to, keep in touch by airmail. Remember airmail?
Oh, I do, mate. You know, I've still got a few letters. I might dig them out one day and scan them, you know. Yeah. And if you're really lucky, there was a couple of pictures inside.
Yeah, and you could smell it, and it was like, oh, it smells a bit like Thailand, you know. It was. You don't get it on
my Thai, you know. I used to practice my Thai. I was learning to read Thai, so.
That was another thing I wanted to talk to you about, Carl, because people talk to me and says, "Oh, Mr. Egg, you speak very good Thai." And by the way, I don't. My Thai's pretty ropey, but I can read and write it. But I always mention two people who I think are really good Western people who are good at speaking Thai. I always mention Stickman, and I always mention you. Tell us if people are looking at maybe trying to learn the Thai language. They're locked down at the moment, and they want to come to Thailand. And they've been here before, and they are giving it a go. What kind of advice would you give people?
I think the best advice I ever read, you know, I first decided to learn Thai after my second visit in 1988, and I bought a linguaphone course, which was 200 quid, you know, 200 pounds, UK pounds in 1988. I mean, that was a lot of money then. It's still a lot of money now, you know.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the things in this course, it said was like, no matter how much you're getting on it, how much you're enjoying it, no matter how much you want to push on, don't do any more than 20, 30 minutes a day. And the reasoning behind that is one, you'd stay keen, you'd be looking forward to the next lesson. And two was, no matter how enthusiastic you are at the time, you just won't remember that much of it if you go beyond that. So I think that's the key to it. Do a little bit, but do it often. Did
you learn more Thai in the UK or when you came over here? Because I actually
learned
found
it in the UK.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You know, to me, it was like, I'm really glad I did it that way. You know, it was kind of like building the foundation to something. You know, you had time. You know, it was like not trying to run before you could walk. You know, it was. It never worked for me. That kind of, like, a lot of people say you just pick it up as you go along, and you know, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who's really good at Thai who's just picked it up as they've gone along. You know, they've all had to study it at some point. You know, you've got to master the basics of the grammar, and then once you've done that, you know, you just expand on it. And also, you know, the key, as you know yourself, Bill, is learning to read and write.
Yeah.
You know, well, saying write these days is just typing, isn't it? Really, you know.
Yeah.
On the road, I can hardly write English anymore. You know.
There's a couple of misconceptions about Thai language. One of them is, if you learn to speak Thai, you'll be able to hear all the Thais gossiping about us. But unfortunately, I don't know if you agree with me, Cole, I don't think they do. I very, very, very rarely hear anything like that.
Totally agree with you, Phil. You know, I get that so many times. You know, if I'm in bars with mates, God, I wish I knew what they were saying. And I just, like, 9 times out of 10, you know, they're talking about the shopping,
food,
or the grandmother's ill. Yeah, food. You know, it's just really.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like, you know, it's just low level. You know, very rarely have I kind of really kind of picked up on anything.
Yeah.
You know, them saying anything they shouldn't. You know, yeah. But I do. You know, yeah. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot. They don't like it if you speak Thai. You know, that's a common one.
That's rubbish.
Well, you know, they don't like it if you speak bad Thai. You
yes,
know,
exactly what I think. Yeah.
Why? Because, you know, if you know, Thai in some ways is a hard language to learn because of the tones. But, you know, if someone's learning Thai and they try to speak Thai with Thais, if they haven't got a kind of understanding of the tones, it's going to be very hard for the Thai person to really pick up on what they're trying to say. So they're going to be double thinking everything all the time, and it's just going to, you mean this, and so it's just kind of going to make communication hard work for them. You know, I do.
Cole,
you know, I will do.
Sorry, Cole, just before I go on, I've got to say hi to Rob Smith, who sent us a £5 super chat. Thank you very much, Rob. That's going in to help the bar. Sorry, Cole.
Yeah, so it's, you know, it's just like, you know, it's a very kind of negative thing people got. They don't like it if you speak Thai. Well, you know, I'll give it wrong. Sometimes I won't always speak Thai straight away.
Yeah.
But the only reason for that is just because, like, it kind of like, you know, it throws them on their guard. You know, they kind of treat you differently. So if I'm talking to a Thai and they can speak English, then I'll speak English for about 5 minutes, and then, you know, I mean, I'm quite happy to carry on speaking English if they're English decent. And then I find that if I start speaking Thai, you know, either because I need to, or I just want it, I find that it just invariably, it just always goes down well, you know.
Carl, we just got a message from Sully. You know Sully? Of course you know Sully.
Yeah,
he says,
he's still around,
love both of you guys. Hi, Sully. He's watching on Facebook there. Hi, Sully. Thanks for the message, mate. I love you too, mate. I love you too. Oh, man. I mean, man, we could. I tell you what, wouldn't it be great to do an interview with Sully maybe one day?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a fascinating. Anybody who knows him knows that would be a fascinating experience. I'm trying to work out whether it'd be better when he's sober or drunk. I don't know, actually. I don't know if I've ever seen him sober.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I saw Sully, he staggered. I can only say the word staggered into. Sergi's saying legends. Thanks, mate. He staggered into Sapphire, I think, and he got that temporary tattoo that was in one of the. I've never seen that movie. What is it? The Hangover 2 movie, which, by the way, I've never seen. But he had that tattoo on his face, and I thought, oh man, he looks really, really mean. He's got a tattoo. It wasn't a permanent tattoo. It was like a temporary one. And I think that was the holiday when he went completely bananas. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I've got a very funny story about Sully, but
please.
No. I I wouldn't.
We'll put that in the members area, Carl.
Used to that. Eh?
Yeah, Rich. Sonny's saying Mike Tyson tattoo. Oh yeah, it was hilarious, man. Sonny's he's a legend in these parts, and of course somebody said that he went to where angels play, but he was one of the original investors in Nightwish as well.
Yeah, that was when I first met him. Was when he was involved in Nightwish.
Yeah. Trevor, a good friend of mine, said it'd be great to have a Pattaya Addicts meetup when we're open again. Used to love the bar crawls.
I know Brian really wanted to start them up again, but obviously it's just not the time now.
Of course, yeah. Of course. What's your take on the COVID situation? First of all, where you are at the moment, just explain where you are and what's the COVID situation there?
Supambaree. I think you get the temperature gun pointed at your head if you go to Tesco's. They're getting a bit slack on the recording of who's going in and out. Things are running pretty much normal. Much normal.
And I know you've been in and out. You don't come to Pattaya as much as you used to, and obviously it's impossible to really at the moment unless you've got urgent business here, because we're in a red zone.
I think you can go in, but it's hard to come out.
Exactly, it's like Hotel California. But what's your take on the long-term future of not just Pattaya but the Bangkok nightlife scene? Do you think? I personally think it will flourish, but it will just evolve and it will change.
I think when things open up, it will just bounce back. Really, I think there's a floodgates building up of just kind of people who love coming here and they can't. And I think it's as soon as they get the green light, they're going to flood back en masse.
Sure.
So I think positive. As to when that might happen, I don't know. Obviously there's the vaccine and everybody's pinning their hopes on that. But I just. When you actually view the people who are making these decisions, I don't know, I just get the feeling sometimes that some of them just don't seem too keen for it to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe they're being overly cautious and nobody wants to be the person to take responsibility to sort of say, well, like maybe we could sort of, try opening up a little bit. I don't know, it's probably like that, nobody wants to take the responsibility and be the person who potentially made a mistake.
Carl, we've got some audio problems on your signal there. Not your fault. It's probably my end because But what I'll say is, once again, thank you for coming on the show. Carl's Thailand, Carl with a K, your channel. Please look at that and subscribe. Look at the intro video. The intro video is just amazing. And the video you did about the island, the cave tour in Praman, is it or Nakhon, Praman Nakhon or somewhere like that. The last video that
one?
you did,
I've done a few
the one where you went to.
That was Pattaya Nakhon.
Yeah, Pattaya Nakhon.
Prachuap Khiri-Khan.
Yeah. I mean, that was just an amazing hike, and then what you found was just this amazing temple that Rama V or Loha had visited that area, and there was a temple there, and just stunning. So I would advise anybody. It's not a Pattaya channel. It's not like a bald geezer like me talking rubbish, going around saying everywhere's closed. It's very much a well-produced, amazing videography. Amazing photography, brilliant laid-back, chilled music. Get yourself a nice glass of wine or something. Chill out to Carl's Thailand. I would definitely appreciate that. Carl, thank you very much for joining us, my friend.
Pleasure, Phil. Nice to chat to you again.
All right, mate. You take care.
Okay. Hopefully, I'll get down to Pattaya and I'll drop by with that.
Come on in, mate. Come on in. We'll talk about the Beatles next time.
Can't wait.
Cheers, mate. You take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. So that's Carl's Thailand. That's Carl there, or Dr. Winston Obugi. We never did quite find out why he called himself that, but thank you very much to Cole for joining us. And sorry if there were some audio problems there. I could hear Carl okay, but maybe there was problems. As I say, this laptop that I've got is really knackered. And I was looking at upgrading the computer that I've got now. In fact, I've done that. I took it to Tucon today. Got a second-hand processor in there. Works like a dream. All the animations and everything. But the microphone wouldn't work in it, so I couldn't use that, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going on. We still have 120 people in the room. We'll keep on talking. If you want to say hi or make any points now in the room, the chat room, please do so. Jason is on Facebook. Hello, Jay. Nice to see you, sir, over there in Cambodia. Hello to both of you. Great show. Thank you very much. If you haven't done already, Jason, pop over to YouTube and subscribe. And Christian Manson, actually, I have my suitcase packed, and he's ready to come over. Christian, thank you, and thank you for all the help you've been giving to the channel as well. Cheers, mate. Fister Morcha, are you using the internal mic today? No, I shouldn't be. Is the mic okay? Can you hear okay? The buzzing sound is still here. It might be my ear things then. If I take these out, maybe that'll change. I don't know. Maybe it's just an issue we've got here internally. I'm not sure. But let me know how the sound is sounding. Let me take the AirPods out, so that maybe that might have cured it. I don't know. Anyway, apologies about the problems that we're having with the sound. Sounds like it's this end here, and I'll keep talking for a while. We've still got some people in the house. We've got 128 people over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Let me try this again and see if that is anything. Hold on a second. Let me see if that's any better. It sounds like a fan, says Fister Mortua. Technical problem again, I do apologise. Let me tell you a few things. First of all, we have got a membership area in the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter or on Twitch, over on the YouTube channel we've got a members area. You can join that to get extra bonus content, including an interview at the moment with the world famous, the legend, the go-go god, that is Ricky. Ricky from Pandora's. He's also managed Baby Dolls, Private Dancer, Sisters. Over in Bangkok, he's managed Hollywood and Angel Witch, and an amazing guy. So he is an absolute legend in these parts. So please come over to the members area. We did a two-parter with Ricky. We just turned the camera on and we were just chatting for about an hour. So we put it in two parts. We're definitely probably not gonna put the whole of that interview in the public area, because there are some rather, shall we say, risque stories that we tell. So we won't be doing that. Hey, super chat in from Christian. Thank you very much for the 200 SEK. I'm not sure, still not sure what SEK is, what currency it is, but many thanks for that. And once again, that goes into the big pot to help out. Again, really sorry about the audio problems that we've got today. I'm really at a loss as to know what they are, really. I'll take the microphone out again and then plug it back in, and that will be my last chance. And after that, I'm throwing it in the bin. Anyway, I hope things are not too bad for you, and you keep on trucking. 124 people are still watching. So yeah, that is one of the things we've got bonus in the members area at the moment. We've also got a 10-part box set about buying a bar in Pattaya. Are you interested? Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Pattaya's dead or whatever. My opinion, medium to long term, Pattaya is going to bounce back, as is the whole of the tourism industry. I think people have had time to reflect over the past few months. People have been locked down. They've got out of their routines. They're not going to work every day. And people are going to be sitting at home, maybe with their family, maybe on their own. And they're going to be saying, this is something that this virus or whatever has been a wake-up call for me and my life. And I'm going to make some changes. And one of those changes will be, I'm sure, that people are going to decide to travel more. People are always saying that they want to travel more when they're coming to the end of their lives. People who are terminally ill, I'm sorry to suck the oxygen out of the room, but it's true. Palliative nurses are always saying, people say on their deathbeds, I wish I had travelled more. I'm not saying you should do that, it's up to you, but many people will. Christian, the Swedish currency about 700 baht. Thank you, that goes into Kitty to help out here in the bar. Christian, once again, thank you for that. So, what I'm saying is, people have had time to reflect on their lives. I believe people will be travelling more in 2021, 22, and so on and so forth. And of course, one of the places people love to travel to is Thailand. Carl's channel shows the amazing diversity of this country. You can go to the jungle, you can go to the lovely beaches, or you can come to the fun party palace that is Pattaya and go to the best pub in Southeast Asia here at the pub. And I'm looking forward to welcoming you all when you do. So, buying a bar in Pattaya is a 10-part box set. It's in the members area at the moment, and we've got on to part 4, which is about marketing and social media. It will be a 10-part box set altogether. So if you're interested in that, press join over there. I think it's about £2 to join a month. It differs from country to country. It's only 30 baht in Thailand if you want to come and join us. That money goes to help the channel and also to keep the bar alive. We've also got content in there like members only live streams. You can also, if you're looking on the YouTube chat, live chat, you can see people are highlighted in green and they've got a little egg next to them. That is all members of the channel. So if you want to become a member, please do that. Tomorrow we are filming, I say we, me and my producer are filming a new film. It's going to be about a part of Pattaya that you probably don't go to, but I've been walking around it the last few days, and it struck me that it's somewhere that needs a film doing about it because there are so many interesting things going on in that area. So I'm teasing you a little bit, but watch that. That'll be out in the private area, in the members area next Tuesday, and we'll be premiering that in the public area on Wednesday. So look out for that. That will be an interesting film. We've also got an interview the week after with Callum Mackey. Callum used to be the owner of Cats A Go Go. He's got hundreds of photographs about old Pattaya, about nightlife back in the early 2000s, etc, etc. Please join us for that. That will be coming up very soon. Let's go to the phone lines. Trevor Metcalf is on Facebook. Bush Mountain. Do you know, I was thinking of doing no, it's not from there, Trevor, but I was seriously thinking about doing a show from there or a live stream or whatever, because actually you can just go there and talk to the locals. They're a strange bunch, and like Carl said, I can speak a little bit of Thai. It's not brilliant, so that would be a fun place. And of course there may be a lot of innuendos because we can't actually say what goes on there, but thank you for your comment, Trevor. Over on Facebook, Lost in Australia, they know me as Highlander, so hello to you, sir. Dorian on Facebook, on YouTube says welcome Christian Manson, and Christian's replying back. Let's have a look. Phil Newton, hello to you, sir. He's one of our members over on YouTube, talking about the vaccine. It will reduce your chance of becoming seriously ill if you could get COVID. Not sure if it will stop you from catching or passing on the virus. Phil, you're absolutely correct, but should reduce this risk. That's correct. And all of these, I mean, look, first of all, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but it is true that all these vaccines, some have got efficacy or something of 50%, some are 70%, some are 90%. But the main thing is, when you take the vaccine and a couple of weeks after, if you get COVID, you won't be hospitalised. And what we're trying to do around the world, as far as I see it as a layperson, is we're trying to stop people being hospitalised and putting strain on the health services around the world. Thanks for your comment, Phil. Over on YouTube, Jack Dorrington, Dr. Winston O'Boogie was a pseudonym for John Lennon, who used him for himself. Okay, it all makes sense now, because what you don't know about Cole, or maybe you do know about Cole, is that he is a huge Beatles fan. He knows so much about the Beatles. When he was a younger guy, I hope I'm not sort of treading on his toes here, He'd love to tell you this story himself. He used to have a market stall where he used to sell Beatles memorabilia, and this was, I believe, in the 1980s, or it could have been in the 1990s. That was one of the first jobs he had when he left school. So he is an avid, a nutcase on the Beatles, and so that is a pseudonym for John Lennon. Jack, thank you so much for that, and I appreciate your comment. Cheers, mate. Over on YouTube, Pattaya Addicts, would you agree that anyone can be a carrier of COVID, whether or not you have the vaccine? I think that is something that I've already discussed. Again, not a doctor, don't really know. I wouldn't like to give my professional opinion because I haven't got one, because I really don't know. I just generally do what I'm told to do, Pattaya Addicts. But you are correct, or what I said was Phil, who was answering you, was correct, that the reason for the COVID vaccine is to make sure that numbers stay low of people that are admitted to hospital. Carl, he's back in the room. Hello, Carl. Mate, I've been naughty. I've been saying your audio's no good, and actually it was my audio all along, so I do apologise, Carl. We'll have you back on the show if that's all right with you, mate. It was mail order Beatles business, Phil, back in the 80s. Oh, okay, I seem to remember you saying you was on the market. I've got this picture of you, like Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses, with all your memorabilia. But Carl, it's coming back to me now, and I do appreciate you coming back and correcting that. Over on Facebook, on YouTube, Birdhouse, 2 Saturdays from now I'll be heading over. Hopefully the restrictions will have eased by the time I get out of ASQ, Alternative State Quarantine, and not Albert Square, the famous fictional location in the British sitcom EastEnders. Birdhouse will be over in 2 weeks. Brilliant, mate. I bet you must be really excited. So in about a month's time, towards the end of February, you should be coming out, and I hope you're going to come over and say hi. If you are passing Soy Diamond, pop your head in. Sometimes I might have the curtains here. I'm usually asleep on the sofa because I'm still sleeping here, for those people that don't know, because I'm a bit concerned about all the homeless people. And I did see a comment in the chat a while ago about homeless people and food queues coming out again. And so, yes, definitely, I'm sleeping here in the bar at the moment to protect not only the bar and the TVs and the computers and everything that's here, but also we've got staff here upstairs, and I'm just a bit concerned about their safety as well. So I am sleeping here, going back to the condo, having a bit of a shower and a freshen up, and then coming back every day. So if you are, just pop your head round. We're not serving, so you can't get a drink in here or anything like that, but if you just want to have a natter or a chat, and if you're in the Soy Diamond area, please do that. And Birdhouse says he will do that. Balloon Chaser, 3 points against Newcastle tonight is the best medicine. Something about a small football team from Perry Bar, I'm not sure. Anyway, boing up the baggies. We are still rubbish, aren't we? Anyway, if there's anybody else out there, we've got 127 people still in the chat. Thank you everybody for joining us. We do apologise about the sound quality today. Let me tell you, I nearly forgot all about tomorrow's live stream. Hopefully we've sorted out all the sound issues, and if we haven't, it will be a real problem. We will be having a live stream at 5 p.m. Thai time. That is 10 a.m. over in the UK, 11 a.m. Central European time, or 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over the United States. I think it will be about 8 p.m. in one of the time zones over in Australia. I know there are several time zones there. We will be doing a live stream right here, in the bar, where we'll be doing something a little bit different, and we will all be socially distanced. We're not drinking alcohol or anything like that. Please join us for that. And the good thing is, you can take part in it. It is all about, I'm trying to think of a format to come up with the live streams where you can take part just the same as being here in the bar in Soy Diamond. So obviously we're closed at the moment, we can't do that, but I've come up with an idea where you can get more involved, chat with the girls maybe, and also play some games with the girls. There's a clue there what it will be. If you want to join us for that, it's 5 p.m. Thai time, 10 a.m. in the UK, 11 Northern Europe, 5 a.m. in Eastern Standard Time over there in New York, East Coast America. Please join us. And if you want to help out the girls, you can PayPal the girls and buy them a coffee and super chat as well. And that will help the girls who are at the moment without a job. And people have said to me, why are you helping the girls? Why don't they just go and get a job? Are you in Pattaya right now? There are people sleeping on the streets. There are people coming to my bar when I'm inside and saying, please, can we have some water? There are no jobs in this town. So please don't preach to me saying that my girls should go and get a job. If they could, they would. Things are quite serious over here. So we're helping out the girls. And if you want to help out, you'll be able to do that tomorrow. Watch the live stream from 5 p.m. Thai time. It is so nice to see you all. Steve Harwood talking about football, got his Arsenal out of the FA Cup. I meant to talk to Carl about that. He's a gunner, supports that small team from North London. Anyway, Steve, sorry to hear about you, that mate. I know you're a gunner as well. So good luck. Andy Prosser, hello Andy. He's over on Facebook. You can see my little Facebook icon there. Greetings, Phil. Just arrived in the room. All is well, I trust. Andy, I've had a terrible day today, mate. I've really had everything I've done has gone wrong. It's been one of those days. This live stream has been not too bad. We've had a few nice comments. We've had a lovely chat with Carl, and you can watch the rerun over on the YouTube channel, or on the Facebook pages, or on Twitter as well. But yeah, Andy, lovely to hear from you, and I hope you and your family are keeping well. Alex Clifford says we're early on the live stream. Actually, it's the same time that we do the thing from the beach, but we're not doing the beach this time. We're doing something else. If this thing doesn't work, and look, all I do is I try to come up with ideas. If it doesn't work, we'll just go back to the beach next week, so don't worry about it. But I hope you join us, and it was something interactive where you can take part, so I think you might like it. Thanks for your comment, mate. Gazza's over on YouTube. Do you have Connect 4 in your bar? Scratch his chin. Yes, we do. Move swiftly on. Rob Smith, started snowing, missing Pattaya. Hello, Rob. Nice to see you, sir. Sorry about that. Spider's excited. See what he did there? Little play on words. Thank you, Spider. Up the baggies, mate. Fellow Yam Yam. And good luck with everything, mate. Probably out fishing tomorrow, so we won't see you. But thanks for that, mate. And by the way, Rob, sorry to hear about the snow. Stephen Smith, post me your PayPal link in the message on Facebook, Phil. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you off by pressing that button there. Then I'll put it on here. So there goes. PayPal.me/Mr. Egg. That's PayPal.me/Mr. Egg if you want to do any PayPal. Stephen says, post me your PayPal link in the message on Facebook, Phil. I can't do the super chat as I don't have an Apple Pay account set up on my phone. Best of luck, dude. I'd like to help and support the bar girls. So once again, we'll put his message up there. And as you can see, Stephen, thank you for your interest. And PayPal.me/Mr. Egg. Any of the PayPals that we received today, they will go in the pot with the girls. We're not ringing bells and we're not buying lady drinks, we're not drinking lolly water or anything tomorrow. We are just putting everything in the big pot, and then we'll split that amongst the girls. And if you do PayPal, we send you photographs of the girls receiving the money, or photos of their bank accounts, transactions with all the details put out. So everything is up front, and join us for that tomorrow. Fister Mortuary will be there. Look, his alarm clocks are all set. Thank you, sir. He's also one of the people in the members area, and nice guy. And thanks for that, mate. And I hope to see you for the live stream tomorrow. 5 p.m. Thai time, 10 a.m. in the UK. Lost in Australia, it'll be about 8 p.m. for you over in Australia, mate. Carl is a legend. Spoken to him close on 15 years. He is a great guy. I do love the guy. He's interesting. I'm sorry we had those audio problems. Obviously it was my end, and I think he's still picking it up. So there's obviously a big problem at the moment, and I've got to sort that out. I've got 24 hours to sort it out. But yeah, Carl is a great guy, interesting guy, speaks fluent Thai. Well, not fluent. I don't think any Westerner ever speaks absolutely fluent Thai, but speaks amazing Thai, reads and writes, been coming here for 33 years, knows everything about the Beatles, and obviously has that amazing YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe to that, I would suggest that you do. It's Carl's Thailand, Carl with a K, Thailand. Like I said, stick it on your big TV. Amazing videography, lovely chill out music, and just go on a magical journey with Carl around the places that you probably didn't know about here in Thailand. What time is it? 10 past 11 here in Thailand, and we've still got 131 people watching. So all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Twitch. Jack's on YouTube, 3 time zones in Australia. Thank you, sir. Learned something new today. And Queensland is an hour behind Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. Oh, that's a mouthful. Jack, thank you for your comment, mate. So it's basically 5 p.m. here in Thailand, so work it out for yourself, mate. But as he said, 3 time zones over there. Dan Under, thank you, sir. Life Eraser. Mr. Egg, what's your plans for next week? Anything exciting? I said before, but I'll say it again, sir. We've got an interview with Ricky. I'm not sure if you're in the members area. We've had that in the members area for a while. Ricky from Pandora's, amazing guy. You can see that at the moment in its entirety, raw, as we like to say. We'll be editing that down so it's not too naughty, and we're putting that in the public area. We've also got a video which we're shooting tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting up for you lot, but I love it, over on YouTube. That's going to be about an area of Pattaya that not many people talk about, and I think is very interesting and expanding. So that will be on there. We've also got a couple of live streams as well. So there's plenty going on next week, mate. Pattaya Addicts, did there used to be a Mr. Egg takeaway in Chinatown in Birmingham, Phil? Yes, and that is why I'm called Mr. Egg. Very briefly, I used to DJ at a bar called Legs 11, which was in Chinatown. And every day I used to go to Mr. Eggs. Mr. Eggs was like a takeaway. It was kind of a greasy spoon. It reminds me a little bit of Nicky's. Nicky's here in Pattaya reminds me a little bit of that Mr. Eggs in Her Street. And yeah, you could get eggs and chips, eggs and bacon, eggs on toast, eggs and beans and all that stuff. And the logo for Mr. Egg was very, very similar. Not only to me, it was kind of a Humpty Dumpty, but I kind of nicked that logo, had a Thai guy redraw it, and it became my logo. And the reason I'm called Mr. Egg is because I used to go in there late at night. There was all these drunken brummies in there, and they used to go, "Oh, look over there, it's Mr. Egg." And it just stuck. And it was about that time I was trying to get Gmail was out, and Gmail was by invite only when it first came out, and I was able to get myself a Gmail with Mr. Egg on there, so that's why it just went up. PayPal.me/Mr. Egg, by the way, if you would like to help out the girls. And we have had a PayPal from Alex Clifford Electrical. Once again, thank you very much for that, sir. I think that's Daz. 600 baht or so he sent us. That will go, thank you very much, into the kitty for the girls, if you don't mind. That will go and start off, so there's some money in there tomorrow for the girls who are coming in to do this special live stream. What will it be? 5 p.m. Thai time, and you'll find out. Nicky's on book out. It's fantastic, says Last of 25. It certainly is. And a big hello to the woman who runs it is Debbie. She's from Leeds, and her husband who runs Nicky's there. I went there today for breakfast, but I ended up having a schnitzel, a chicken schnitzel, and it's the biggest chicken schnitzel you've ever seen, and a huge portion of coleslaw, and a massive dollop of mash, because, as you know, I've got an appearance to keep up. I'm not like Carl. Carl's really fit and healthy and goes hiking everywhere. I'm not. I'm just a fat geezer, and I can't help it. My only addiction is food, so it's not too bad. So yeah, Nick is great, and thank you for your comments, sir. That was Larsa on, by the way, that was on Twitch. He's my one and only Twitch viewer. Get over to Twitch, and this broadcast is over there as well. Hello, mate. He's probably there busy playing a game or something. Spider Daz, all right, Spider. Mr. Egg was more like Crazy Dave's. Yes, it was. Mr. Eggs in Her Street. Let me tell you a very quick story about Mr. Eggs. We're talking about the restaurant in Her Street in Birmingham. Nice to hear from you, Spider. So, the Royal Variety performance, the Royal Variety show is a variety show every year that's performed in the UK to help raise money for various charities. and it is patronised by the Queen. And every time the Royal Variety Show is on, Her Majesty the Queen goes to see the show, and it was always in London. For the first year, they decided to not put it in London and to put it in Birmingham instead. So it was on in Birmingham, and it was going to be at the, I think it was a Repertory Theatre. Oh no, the Hippodrome. It was at the Hippodrome Theatre in Birmingham. Fantastic. So we're all getting ready for it, and it was just round the corner from where I was working, but I never actually got to see Her Majesty the Queen, although I have seen the Queen since then. And so the Queen comes to see the Royal Variety Show at the Hippodrome Theatre, and all the press photographers are there taking photos. And the very next day, the headline in the local paper, which is the Birmingham Evening Mail, was Her Majesty the Queen comes to see the Royal Variety Show in Birmingham, and it's a picture of the Queen getting out of her car, and there's the mayor of Birmingham there in all his regalia and everything, and there behind the Queen is Mr. Eggs, have a cracking meal on us. I took that picture, and it was hanging up in where I used to live for a while, because it was so funny. There was the mayor, there was the Queen, and just behind him was Mr. Eggs. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Darren Simmons over on Facebook. No, I got it wrong, Darren. You're on YouTube. I do apologise, mate. Hi, Phil. That was lovely of you, what you did with the 10,000 baht charity you gave to the guy in the restaurant. Right, let me tell you about that, Darren and Damon, and thank you for reminding me, sir. Last week, or rather on Tuesday, I did mention it at the beginning of the show, we did a charity quiz. It was like a game show, and it was organised by Rides for Kicks, who's got a YouTube channel here in Pattaya. There was me, there was Nick Dean and Martin Carlisle from NDTVI Thailand. There was also Chocolate Man, James Casino, CJ, his friend was supposed to go, but he unfortunately couldn't make it. Also Brian from Greeny Travels, who's I think watching this now. We all got together, we had a game show. It was quite a complicated format. It was sponsored by Hungry Now, which is a food app, and I'm happy to mention them because they gave 10,000 baht to the winner. Who was me? I've never won anything in my life. Ever. I can't think of anything I've ever won, but I won this game show. And if you want to see more about it, get into Rides for Kicks channel, and he's got the full game show on there. I do kind of a fun 10-minute look behind the scenes when we were filming that game show, and that is on my YouTube channel over on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, get over to YouTube when the broadcast ends, and you'll be able to see that. So yeah, and I got 10,000 baht, which we had a little meeting with all the contestants afterwards, because I thought it's only fair that we all have a little chat, and we decided to give that to a guy called his name is begins with an R. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten the guy's name. I'll find out in a minute by getting on we're getting on Facebook, pressing that, and it will come to me. Jerry Rasmus. Jerry's 83 years old. He came from Honolulu in Hawaii, has been living here for decades, has met the old king, the ninth king, Ramakau Bumibon. He does so much for people who are homeless, giving them food, looking after children that are homeless. Also, he checks out the soy dogs as well, and he does so much over in the Jomtien area. He's got a thing about plastic and picking up the cigarette butts on Jomtien Beach. That is all because of Jerry. So we gave that 10,000 baht to Jerry. And I think I'm probably going to do an interview with Jerry at some time. Jerry says EDM, Simon Higgins. Yeah, thank you about that. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, lovely Jerry. So if you're interested in that, seeing me do the game show, having a bit of banter between me, Nick Dean, Chocolate Man and Brian and Martin, it's a great little video. I thought it's a great little video. Not many people watched it, but what are numbers? Oh, I forgot to tell you the big news. Breaking news. I got 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, if you're watching on Facebook, I'm sure Facebook won't love me for doing this, but go over to YouTube, Le Pub Pattaya, and subscribe, because we've got 5,000 subscribers now. So thank you everybody that's subscribed over on there. The subscribers make it what it is, and thank you. And hopefully, whoosh, 10,000 by the summer. Should we do that? 10,000. Tell everybody about this channel, and please subscribe over there. We still have 122 people, so we're going to continue. Dave, you're over on YouTube. That game show vlog was so funny. Thank you very much. I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was a good vlog, and I thought it was a great idea by Rise for Kicks as well. So thank you for your comment, sir. Durian has a question over on YouTube. Favourite brand of tea available in Thailand? I don't mind Lipton. I'll make for a cup of tea with my mate Dave the other day. We had Lipton tea. I'm a stickler for PG though. I do like my PG. I like a bit of Tetley. That's in the UK. But Lipton is okay for me. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like all these posh teas like Earl Grey and all the Darjeeling. It's like drinking perfume. So yeah, not a great fan of tea. Thank you for your interesting, very, very interesting question from you there. Pattaya Addicts on Facebook, on YouTube. The brain. I've been talking for 1.5 hours on that. Phil, would you and your staff qualify for free COVID jabs when they arrive, or would you have to pay for it private, mate? Okay, nobody knows what's happening. The only thing we know is that news story that I read to you earlier about elderly people over 65, Thai people, being able to register now for a COVID jab, which won't happen until May to August. So that is it. Genuine answer, Pattaya Addicts. There's been no firm decisions made about that by the government. I would like to think that certainly the Thai people will get it for free. I'm happy to pay for mine as long as it's not too expensive and people are trying to make money out of us Westerners like they always do. One of the questions I wanted to ask Carl, which I forgot to do, was about dual pricing, because in one of his videos he tries to get in, he's got a Thai ID card. It's one of the only Westerners I know with a Thai ID card, which you can get, by the way. It's a pink card. I tried to get it and I was just so much red tape I didn't bother. What do you think about dual pricing? I wouldn't like to see people taking advantage of us having so-called having money by doing dual pricing on the COVID vaccine. But I'm quite happy for my staff to get it, and I would hope that. By the way, hopefully my staff will be able to receive money from the government. There is talk about that happening. I think it's 2 payments of 4,000 baht they are talking about. Not too sure, but anyway, oh my goodness, there are PayPals coming in, and I do apologise, I haven't done these PayPals. This is for money for the girls, and we'll say hi to Norm. Love your channel. That's for the girls. He sent us 1,000 baht. Thank you, Norm. Sorry I didn't read that out, mate. I was busy talking rubbish, but thank you very much for that. And also, Steve Smith has sent us 500 baht on the PayPal. So thank you to everyone that sent PayPals. Thank you to everyone that sent Super Chat. Don't forget, you'll see the girls tomorrow, 5 p.m. Make sure you're here. You'll be on Facebook, we'll be on YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. 5 p.m. Thai time, 10 a.m. over in the UK. Set your alarm clocks. Make sure you're here. You're going to see something that's a little bit different. It might work, or it might not. You'll be the judge. Let's have a look. Okay, how many have we got? 121 people. We've still got people in the room, so we'll keep talking. Spider Daz. Crazy Dave's in the UK. Not sure about Linda. Okay, I would love to see a crazy... Well, there are Crazy Daves, kind of. To be honest, I wasn't never a big fan of Crazy Daves. For the one reason that everyone goes on about it, and that was the 40 Towers, the Only Fools and Horses videos that were going. It just wasn't my sort of thing. I don't know, it was just something about it. It was on Soi Chayapur, near to where Canterbury Tales is now. And the food was all right. It was a British bar. It was lovely. Like, there was personalities there, and it was much loved, I have to say, by the expat community over here. But it was okay. It was a 24-hour place, so I used to go there sometimes, but I was never a huge fan. I think the food in general over here, with breakfasts and all the wonderful restaurants that have opened up over the last few years, has gone up massively in the last few years, and Pattaya is all better for it. Mick over on Facebook, any idea why COVID tests are so expensive in Thailand? No, I don't, mate. It is the same. I mean, COVID tests are like 4, 5, 6,000 baht. I believe that if you get a private test in the UK, I remember listening to a podcast and they were talking about Boots the Chemist, which is a big drug store, if you like, over in the UK, and there were about £100 there. So it's comparable with that sort of price. I remember the health minister Anatin boasting that the testing capacity in Thailand was fantastic. It was like 40,000, 50,000 people that they could test every day. Of course, that kind of capacity over in the UK is like 10 times that now, I think. So nothing really to boast about. Boots, 120 quid, says Dave Glenn. So what's 120 quid? 4, 8, 12, 3,000 baht, is it? No. My maths is terrible. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's about the same. It's about 4,500 baht. So not much different to prices over in the UK. And obviously, the more people that have the testing, the cheaper it will be. And not many people go for private testing. So that's probably the reason why it is expensive. Generally, private healthcare over here in Thailand is cheaper. Right. Lucas is a quiet legend, says Lost in Thailand. Yeah, he's a very, very nice guy, and enjoyed what he did organising that special charity event over on Tuesday, which you can see on Rides for Kicks channel. You can also see kind of a behind the scenes thing over on my YouTube channel if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter or Twitch. Pop over to Le Pub Pattaya on YouTube and you'll be able to see that video behind the scenes, what's going on. Crisscross Tie, concerns aside, good people go to heaven, bad people go to Pattaya. Need a makeover. Yeah. We're talking about the Walking Street signs had a makeover. That sign, what is it outside? Is it King Seafood or something like that? Or whatever, I can't remember, but yeah, it's a bit old out, isn't it? That definitely needs a makeover. Although, it is true, good guys go to Thailand, good people go to heaven, bad people go to Pattaya. Crisscross, sorry, thank you, sir. Enjoy you do a bit of YouTube as well, I believe. Ali Brown over on Facebook. Hey Ali, I was talking to you earlier. Good day, chat. Nice to speak to you earlier today, Ali Brown. He's the owner of a bar on Soi 13-1, Bangkok Bar. Hello, mate, and look forward to meeting you, hopefully, in the near future. Okay, we're going to round it up now. Thank you everyone who's been watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Pattaya, all the bars are closed. Entertainment venues are dark, as we like to say. All the neon signs are turned off. But I, for one, am very hopeful. People have been locked down for months and months and months. They've been looking at their lives and they're saying that the one thing they want to do is travel. And hopefully we'll be getting people travelling over here to Thailand. The short-term future is very bleak for Thailand. It's very bleak for Pattaya and it's especially bleak for Walking Street. But I believe mid to long term, this place will come alive again and the newly painted and decorated Walking Street sign is a measure of my hope and the hope of everyone who lives over here in Pattaya, in the entertainment industry. We want you to not forget about us. If I just had one person watching this on Facebook, YouTube or the other channels, that will be one person who goes, oh yeah, that's that guy from the pub, I remember. But actually, I've got over 120 people watching right now. So I'm keeping the name of my bar alive. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the chat. Don't forget, love to Samantha says, Mick, yeah, she went shopping today and she's overdosed on the credit card. So, thank you for watching today. Please join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch yet again with the girls with the new format. See what you think. It's a little bit different. From us all here in Pattaya, please wear a mask, gel the hands, stay safe, social distance. Let's look after the old people and make sure everyone's safe, and we'll be back here in Thailand real soon.